You know, there's, well, nothing like being in the green room, and I'm super excited because we have some ladies that showed up for a reason, and their reason is to change your life. Their reason is to help you live the life you deserve, or more importantly, really crush your dreams and get there. So I'm really excited. So let me say hello to all the ladies that are here today. What's going on, ladies? Give me a little energy. How are you out there? How are you? Give me a little energy. Give me a little energy. But don't give it to me.
We're
give it
happy.
To all
We're happy.
Give it to all those folks who worked all day, who are working all night, and who have showed up right now in this moment. They don't care about me. They really don't. So we're going to start off with Lewandas, and we're going to ask Lewandas if she would to share their first name. And for you at home, I'll go to each of them. We'll ask them their first name, their last name, where they're broadcasting from, and their keynote topic, so you can find out who they are, and then we'll get into the good stuff. So Lewandas, go ahead and share with us first.
Hello, I am Lana Bradley. I am broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia, and my keynote topic is how to remain relevant in a rapidly changing customer environment.
Wow. Remaining relevant. You know, remaining relevant means different things to different people. So those folks that are tuning in and hear the words remaining relevant, what does that mean these days?
What it means is ever being present, always on the top of mind of your client. And in order to do that, you have to know where your clients are at every point of time in their customer journey, and not just focus on you and solely your industry, but ensuring that conversation is always maintained with that client. And then by hearing their pain points, you can then remain relevant.
You know, I'm curious, and this might put you on the spot, but she'll be fine. She came ready for y'all. She came ready. For the entrepreneur, the person that worked all day, a full-time job, and now they're a dualpreneur and working this evening on their job, and they're tuning in, they're listening. They say, wow, I could be relevant to my clients and my customers. What's one of the reasons they should tune in to hear what you have to talk about? And I know we'll get to that on the other side, but why should they pause right now? You might be in their ears while they're cooking dinner. They may be washing dishes, maybe doing a lot of things. Why should they pay attention in about 60 seconds or less?
Well, because I am a 30-year serial entrepreneur and actually celebrating 15 years with one of my businesses. And I've mastered not only the pivot, surviving the 2007-2008 mortgage crisis, but also the pandemic. So I've got proven track records of success, and I can help you navigate any obstacle in business.
You know, I'm wondering if Cheryl's listening right now. We're going to get to Cheryl and who she is and all that in a moment. But I'm wondering if she hears the word pivot and being able to make a change, what's going through your mind as you're listening to Lewandas speak over there?
Wow, we have all had to use that word numerous times, right? Pivot, so much so that it's just one of those words now that I hope at some point they're going to retire. But the pivot, you know, being able to pivot is just that, right? It's looking at where you are and still wanting to be to what she was stating, right? Relevant. How do we remain relevant? And if you have not figured out how to pivot in your business, then you can cease to exist really quick. So that's so very, very important.
Thanks so much for sharing. Jamila, as you're sitting there right now, folks are wondering, you know, what's your first name? What's your last name? Where are you broadcasting in from, you know? And what's your keynote topic?
Well, my name is Jamila Williams, and I'm broadcasting from Chandler, Arizona. Yay! And my topic is You Are Able, moving from shattered to empowered.
Why that topic? Why now?
Why that topic is because now people are going through a lot of loss, pain. It could be loss of a job. It could be loss of a loved one with COVID. It has really changed our lives, changed our thought patterns. And so what I'm sharing is how you can pick up the pieces of your life, move forward, and not just move through, but move through and come out empowered and together on the other side.
Wow. You know, if you had to talk and you have 60 seconds right now, and we'll be on the other side, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do a deeper dive. But this is very important. It's very relevant. Someone may be in pain right now, and you might be like, I can't wait. Can she give me just one idea? Don't worry, she got many ideas. Can she give me one idea right now that can help me right now in this moment? Because you're in the building, and she's in the building. So give them one idea. If they're in pain and they've gone through a challenge right now and, you know, they need to change their state of mind. If you had 60 seconds, again, you can do this, I'm sure. What would you say to the person that's listening right now?
I would say that first of all, you need to believe. Believe that you have a purpose. Believe that you're here on this earth for a reason. Believe that you can pick up the pieces and move forward. And believe that where you are now is not where you're going to be forever, but it's just now, but that you can do it because you are able.
You are able. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks. We appreciate it. I can't wait to get to the other side. I just can't. All right, Cheryl, tell them your first name, your last name, where you're broadcasting in from, and of course, you know the deal by now. Your topic, we want to know.
Absolutely. So my name is Cheryl Mays. I am calling in from Orlando, Florida. And my topic is Don't Sink the Titanic, Master the Art of Customer Retention.
Ooh, don't sink the Titanic. Okay, why that topic? Don't sink the Titanic. I like that.
You know, the Titanic, when you think about the Titanic, you think about this luxury ocean liner, right? And when you think about your business, isn't that a luxury ocean liner? This is the thing that you've built. This is your passion. This is your legacy. And if you are not looking at an asset that you already have, and you're spending a lot of time, a lot of resources trying to market to new customers, and you're forgetting about something that you already have. One thing that we've learned in the pandemic is that when you focus on what you already have, allowing them to be your brand ambassadors, that can truly save your business.
The business owners that are out there, for those folks that are out there and you're business owners, sounds like so far tonight is your night. Like, this is your time. And don't worry, we'll ask them on the other side, how is this even possible? Sounds good, I know. But don't worry, they got a strategy, they got a tactic, they got something they're going to share with you that you'll be able to walk away with and you'll be able to use it. And here's the coolness, they don't take an app to do it, right? All right, let's go on to the one and only Elena. I think, Elena, you're the only one who had the opportunity to tell us your first name, your last name, and where you're broadcasting in from.
All right. Well, good night. Good evening, everyone, or whatever time you're watching this. This is for you, and I'm excited about it. I'm the Reverend Dr. Alina Zachary Ross, hailing from right outside of Detroit, Michigan, in Wayne, Michigan. And the title is Your Recipe to Becoming a Star.
Ooh. What does a star mean? I like that. Your recipe to becoming a star. When you say star, give us your definition of star.
Oh, yeah. You know, we've all watched movies. We've all even grown up before. Our grandparents used to watch TV and they'd say, wow, this person is a star. And what I found after working with people is they don't realize that each one of us is a star. And we're supposed to be the star of our lives. And so many of us take it for granted and let everything else be the star. And so I have a recipe that will ensure that each and every person can become the star of their own lives.
Well, you can't leave us on the edge. I mean, we're gonna get to the other side. You can't just drop the mic and say, "I got a recipe." We want one idea. Everyone's thinking, "Shay, you know what to ask? One idea." Like, don't let her get away with this. And I won't do it. I promise you. If you're home, we get on the other side. They're each gonna go do a deep dive. But let's ask her, what's one idea? What's one piece of this recipe? Maybe you want to just take the icing off the. Is icing okay? I guess it's a little fattening. But anyway, icing, and you want to lick the icing. Give us one piece of the recipe in 60 seconds. What's one thing? We're all waiting now.
Absolutely. You know, you've been hearing from my sisters here about people that are entrepreneurs. And some folks might be saying, you know, I don't know, can I start my business? Or I'm not sure where I'm going to be. I'm not sure if I really pivoted. Well, that's why the first recipe, the first ingredient of this recipe is discovering who you are. See, so many of us been wearing masks even before COVID hit. You've been faking it till you made it so long. And so this is about discovering who you really are, going deep and knowing yourself.
Ooh, I can't wait till we get to the other side, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a show for all the folks out there. Barbara Beckley's out there right now. Karen is out there. Susan, is always a pleasure down in hot Atlanta. I think one of you said you're down there in Atlanta. And so many of you are tuned in. We got a show. We're going to get going, but don't worry. We go on the other side. Lewanda's going to start us off. Don't worry. She talked about this whole customer thing. We're going to ask them what's one of the biggest challenges even facing people and then she's got an answer for you. So we'll be seeing you on the other side in 5. You know what's my favorite thing to do? 4, 3, 2, 1. We're out of here. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is really to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big, big, big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I like to start off every episode just about talking about the 3 visions that I know I have, and it's may relate to some of you that are out there, because I like to believe first you have a vision for yourself. And there's a certain lifestyle that you want. There's a certain home that I believe you want to live in. There's certain food that you want to have. There's certain fellowships that you want. And in order to achieve that, it takes some revenue to purchase those resources for you to make it a reality, by the way. You want it to be a reality. And then the second vision I believe you have is you have a vision for your loved ones. I mean, the folks you care the very, very, very most about. Some of you just want to write a check right now, like right now, for someone's mortgage or someone's health care insurance. Others want to send a check to a cause you believe in, or maybe you just want to take care of someone in your community. And it takes some resources. It takes revenue. It takes that to make it a reality. And then the third vision I love to share, and I think all of us are in this class, at least I like to believe it is you have gifts, you have talent, and you have a vision for the people you were called to serve that are out there right now. And your talents are more for just you. They're for serving other people. And I always like to use the analogy of Noah in the Bible. Now, I always say you don't have to be a believer, but it's a good story, and it's so true. And I happen to be one, but you don't have to be one to really get the point. But imagine that you're Noah. You're in the Bible. You got this big mission, and God's giving you all the experience. He's, well, giving you all the expertise. And right before you to get started, there's this big knock at the door, like boom, boom, boom. And someone yells, yo! They did say yo back in the day, let y'all know that. Noah, there's a problem. There's no hammers in the house. Noah doesn't worry, doesn't panic. Maybe you've had some challenges, some setbacks. You don't worry about that. Then someone says, shorty, shorty, shorty. They did say shorty also back in the day, by the way. There's a problem. There's no nails in the house. He says, what? Noah says no hammer, no nails. Rule number 1, he never panics. But then someone's in the back, and they're jumping up and down. They're waving their hands. They say, me, back here, back here. We've got a big problem. There's no wood, and there's no people to put the boat together. Good luck on this mission. And maybe that's where you are right now. You've got a big heart. You've done all the studying, and you want to help folks, but you just don't have any resources. And this morning, this evening, this afternoon, no matter what time it is, no matter where you are in the world, they showed up for one reason only, that's to change your life. So let me say hello to them and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show. What's going on, ladies? Give me a little energy. How are you? Give me a little energy. How are you out there? See, they came for you. If you're at home, you can give them a little energy. Like, push out. It's okay. It's okay. Get a little energy in your body. Like, you can do that now. Do that right now. You can control that no matter what's going on in your life. We're going to jump into it. We'll address the elephant in the room. We'll go right to Lewandas. In all fairness, we'll allow her to say her first name, her last name, the name of her topic, and where she's broadcasting it from. Then the very first question, obviously, is why this topic? Right? What's the biggest problem? Like, why even talk about it? So, Lewandas, we're going to turn it over to you. Take a moment to and tell us your first name, your last name, where you're broadcasting in from, your topic, And then the answer at the end is why this topic and why now?
Lana Bradford, and I am broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. My topic is how to remain relevant in a rapidly changing customer environment. And the reason I chose this is because we want to be obviously in a position where we are producing revenue, and we know our clients are so important. Yet for the typical small business owner and entrepreneur, we typically are in an assumptive mode as to what our clients' needs are or what our clients' pain points are. We're not having those conversations. We're just making assumptions based upon what we think the needs are. And so I felt that it was very important that in order to not only remain relevant, but to survive and thrive beyond, is to really create a customer engagement, what we call a customer reconciliation system, which enables you to truly understand not only who your client is from a demographic standpoint, but from a social graphic standpoint, how life and challenges and decision-making is impacted by what's happening within their environment. Once you understand how they make decisions, then it's easy to create that bridge in order to provide that relevant service or product for them.
And can you, for the folks that are listening, can we look at it from two different perspectives? Can you first talk to the entrepreneur or the small business owner that's been in business for a while, whatever that means, 5, 10 years, and they're like, wow, I've got to switch up. And what would she say to me? And then when you finish that, we're going to then look at the person that just got started. They got started maybe less than 3 years in business, and they're out there hanging right now. They're like, wow, do I do the same thing as the experienced person, or is there something that she would recommend for me? So you're talking to two folks, one, experience, and the other, they're less than 3 years at doing this, and they're listening to you as well, like, wow, I've never experienced this. What would you say to both those individuals?
Well, starting with the experienced one, I would say get out of your own way. Sometimes when we've been in business a long time, we become a little arrogant in our successes, and we think that we know it all. We've become these SME, subject matter experts, industry experts. We feel that we're pretty dominant in our field, whether it's locally, regionally, or even globally. And we tend to, again, make assumptions based upon our limited lens. And so I would tell the seasoned entrepreneur to never forget the basics. Always go back to basics. Your customer, your product, your pricing, your position. Understand what those are. How do you integrate those to move forward in order to, again, stay relevant? To that small business owner, that solopreneur, that person who's even thinking about being in business, I would first tell you to truly understand what business you're in and identify who it is that you want to serve. Because I'll give you an example. I spoke to this one person who was starting business, and it was in a travel industry. And I asked her who her clients were, and she said, it's everyone. And I said, that's literally impossible. It's not everyone. And she challenged me. She said, of course it is. Everyone either wants to travel, is thinking about traveling, or has just come from a trip. And I said, that's absolutely false. And I said, so tell me, where's your passion? What is it that you're trying to do with this whole travel lane? And she said, well, I want to have destination weddings and family reunions. And I said, oh, okay. So now your clients are either newlyweds, maybe individuals who are renewing their vows, or families, very specific. So again, I challenge those that are thinking about starting business or are new in business to really sit down and ask yourself, who is it that I want to serve? What do they look like? Be very clear, and then move forward in aligning your products and services to that individual.
I know that Cheryl spends a lot of time out there with businesses as well, and I'm wondering if she's listening in, what's going on in her mind. Is she listening to you speak right now?
Absolutely. I totally agree. Oftentimes, when you're looking at your customers, I've been in meetings where people are like, yeah, my customers is anybody that's selling a home or anybody that's looking for a home. And when you have the opportunity to truly narrow down to who your target is, then your messaging changes. Then you have the ability to focus, and you're not all over the place, and you're not just busy, but you're being productive, and you see the results, because that's what it's all about, right? It's about results. And if you're not seeing the results, then you have to take a time to stop and say, okay, what am I missing? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
So, having that opportunity to target in on exactly who you're looking for is like rule number one. It's like business
Knew who you're looking
101,
for.
right?
Yeah. So for those folks out there, Barbara's watching right now. Betty Speaks is out there. Cedric Short is out there. So many folks that are tuned in right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. Lewanda's not going anywhere, because I know y'all are wondering, what's her backstory? Like, how does she know about this? Don't worry. She's got 2 minutes. She's going to tell you a little bit of her origin story. Don't worry about that. But before she does that, do me a favor. She's going to do that in just a second. Do me a favor as you're watching right now. Hit the share button. Like, hit the watch party button right now, and do that now and pay this message forward. One of the things that we believe in is the giver's economy. And the person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. The person that outgives the competition right now will out-earn the competition. So take a moment and share. Like, take your 2 thumbs and hit the share button, because they showed up just to serve and add value. Serve and add value. Lawanda, take a moment, if you would, and just tell us your backstory so folks understand how you got to where you are today. And in that 2-minute time, maybe there was a setback along that journey, and how did you bounce back? 2-part question in 2 minutes. One, your origin story. And then secondly, in that story, how did you have a setback, and how did you bounce back, if that's ever happened to you?
Of course it has. But my backstory is, as I said, I'm 30 years serial entrepreneur. My first business was in college. And so I've done everything from brick and mortar to consulting from your high tech satellite communications down to public health arena. And mortgages is my other company. And the biggest setback, the biggest challenge that I faced was in 2007, 2008, being in mortgages with the mortgage crisis, and suddenly finding myself, number one, how was I going to eat? I mean, let's just get down to bare bones with everything that was happening. Banks were closing, my broker partners were closing, and my brother, who was my partner at the time, he decided I need to step away because I need to take care of my family. And he stayed in mortgages, but went to a bank that he felt would be more stable and more secure. So suddenly I'm left on my own. He had at that time all the licensing, because I came on from corporate just to help him with a compliance standpoint. And because I had bought into the vision of what we wanted to do within the Bradford Group, I said, okay, I had to take on my strategic lens, because I'm a strategist and a futurist by corporate profession. And through that lens, it enabled me to say, okay, let's storyboard this. If you continue in this lane, you're going to crash and burn like everybody else. That's inevitable. You've got to do something different. And what we did differently was, number one, changing our direction, knowing that with the residential market being so heavily hit, the commercial wasn't hit as hard. So we quickly shifted to hit the commercial side of the house. Also, really maintaining an empathetic lens as we dealt with our clients, understanding where they were coming from, because these are people that were losing their homes. So we switched our model from not just trying to sell mortgages, but being an educator, because I had a passion for people to not lose their homes. And that has been, I think, what's separated us from the pack, is we educate first, create awareness, and sell second. And if I don't sell you anything, it's irrelevant, as long as I create a more informed buyer, because then that buyer is going to make the best decision for themselves and for their family. And then I believe that's when I'm truly impacting the world. So that's my backstory. That's my why. That's my passion. And I believe that's why we're celebrating 15 years.
Yeah, I believe so. And now that I believe it, I know it. I can hear the passion coming through, the sincerity. Thanks for being authentic. Thanks for being transparent. And thanks for sharing a little bit of your origin story. We certainly appreciate that. We're going to go over now to Cheryl, and we'll allow Cheryl Mays to tell us her first and last name once again, where she's broadcasting from, and her keynote topic. And more importantly, why is it relevant for those folks that are listening right now?
Absolutely. Thank you. So my name is Cheryl Mays. I am in Orlando, Florida. And my topic is Don't Sink the Titanic, Master the Art of Customer Retention. And why is this important? We have this ability to complicate everything. Everything is so complicated that we just continue to add on to it and add on to it. And then what happens is we get overwhelmed, we get burnt out, and we find ourselves spinning our wheels and we're frustrated. And then this business that we started out of passion, that we started because we wanted to create a legacy for our families, that we started because there was a need and we found that we have a purpose. We no longer want to do it because now it's just become too complicated and it's become too hard. And so I share with people the simplicity of understanding what it is that your customers are looking for and how they can help you to become brand ambassadors so that they actually are working for you, so that customers come to you, they spend money, your revenue increases, your marketing cost decreases, and you're creating happy customers. And we know, right? Happy customers tell other customers, right? They tell other people about their experiences. And so what you see is that they're bringing you people. And word of mouth is sometimes the best marketing that there possibly is word of mouth. Somebody saying, hey, I've had this experience with this company. They are great. They know who I am when I call up. They've got a great accounting system that when I call, they know my last purchase. They know something about who I am, whether I've gone on a vacation, whether I've got, kids that play soccer, but there's a familiarity that makes me want to help them get to that next level. And so that's why it's so important, because we have an asset. And a lot of times businesses are not utilizing the asset that they already have access to.
What is you said brand ambassador. Take a moment and kind of break that down for the person out there. Is that the same as someone that's like affiliate ambassador, or what's your definition of a brand ambassador? And she's saying some very, very important things as all you're tuned in right now, and especially for the entrepreneurs that want to serve, the entrepreneurs that want to have impact, the entrepreneurs that want to have more meaning in the world, and they're not worried about the money. They're not worried about the income, but the impact. She's saying some really good things. So we'll slow down for a minute, then we'll speed back up, okay? But you mentioned brand ambassadors. What is a brand ambassador? And as you're talking over there, don't worry. Lewanda's listening, by the way, and I'm going to ask you when you finish this to kind of give what she's hearing, what's going through her mind right now, as the one and only Jamila is getting ready to come up in a little while. But go ahead if you would.
Absolutely. A brand ambassador is that individual that is working on your behalf. They are loyal customers. They have had an experience with you, and they want to deliver your message. And you spoke earlier, Shay, about individuals that are operating within their purpose. And, we all want that end result, right? Which is to increase our revenue, increase our bottom line, decrease the money that we spend to be able to do that. And so when you're creating these brand ambassadors, these individuals that are literally wearing your polo shirt without having the polo shirt on, that's going out and saying, hey, you need to get your laptop from this particular company. You need to take your kids to this particular venue so that they can, play or whatever it is. Because when I went there, the experience was incredible. The people were nice. They were attentive. They knew exactly what we were looking for. And it's simple, right? It's simple. When you think about what customers want, there's no rocket science. We're all human beings, and we all revolve around the basic human behavior. And so that's what I share with individuals, is how to look at the basic human behavior and then respond to that human behavior. That's that thing that we all have in common.
Said so well. Lawanda, I see you smiling over there. Take a minute and tell us what's going through your mind. You hear your colleague over there, Cheryl, breaking it down. And then don't worry, we're going to come back over to Cheryl. I'm going to ask the same question. She's ready to tell you her origin story. Don't worry. Maybe one setback she's had. But go ahead, Lawanda.
Sure. I love what Cheryl says. I feel like we're kindred spirits because our topic and our passions are so complementary. And when she was just defining brand and the brand ambassadors, For those who think that branding is your website and your colors and your logo, that's not. Your brand is your promise. And I think Cheryl said it so well. It's that experience that you give that client, that promised delivery of that service or product that resonates with them in such a way that creates an excitement that they can't help but run and tell someone, hey, you got to go check out Cheryl. I mean, she did A, B, C, and D. So that's what you want to be able to build, is that experience, that memorable experience. And then you satisfy your brand promise. But it truly is a promise and an extension of who you are.
I love it. Elena's in the queue. She'll be coming up after Cheryl. They're right there. Don't worry. But I'm after Cheryl. After Joanna. Yeah, Jamila. After Jamila. Sorry about that. After Jamila. I'll get it right. I'm doing the best I can, ladies and gentlemen. I should have my notes here. I can hear Lauren and Kat now. Where are your notes? But don't worry. I don't need the note. No, I'm joking. But really, in all seriousness, Cheryl, go ahead and tell us a little bit, and you did earlier, but a little about the origin story. And more importantly, folks want to know, what's a setback that you've had, a challenge you've had, and what lesson did you learn on your bounce back, if you would?
Absolutely. When I first started my business, it was multifaceted. Number one, you look around, right, and you see other individuals that are in your lane, but they've been in that lane for 10, 15, maybe 20 years, and you're comparing yourself. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at them and going, oh my gosh, I need to be at this particular level in order for me to be able to compete. And Shay, you say it all the time, right? It's not about competition, it's about collaboration. But here's the reality of what I found is that initially I was trying to just gather, right? I'm gathering, but I'm not focused on retaining. And so as quickly as I was gathering, they were going out the other end because they were getting great service, but I wasn't fulfilling that follow-up, right? That opportunity for me to have a conversation with them that says, tell me more. How else could I have been of service? I always have my clients ask this question. If you were to rate me on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate me? And if there's a 7 or 8, what could I have done to have gotten a 10? What could I have done to have gotten a higher rating? Because now I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your assistance. And that gives them a different mindset. It gives them an opportunity to say, here's what I think. Mm-hmm. People want to know that you're listening to them. They want to know that they're valued. They want to know that they're appreciated. And more than anything, there are in the industries that any one of us is in, we're not the only one. We are not the only one in that industry. And so people have an option of who they spend money with. So if you take that for granted and you go, you know what? I sell socks, or I can go, you know what? I'm a coach. They should come to me. I'm the only coach in this industry. Not so, right? I can think I'm the only coach. I think I'm one of the better coaches, right? But the reality is people have an option. So when you're not getting their input, when you're not showing them that you appreciate them, that you value them, then they're going to look at your competitors. And they're going to compare you to their competitors. And the one that pays them the most attention, the one that shows them that they're loyal to them, the one that shows them that I know who you are. I know you've been a customer of mine, and I appreciate you. That's who they're going to be a brand ambassador for. And I had to learn that within my first year of gathering, and not stopping to look at the inventory that I had in my customers. Then asking them for those follow-up steps, right? Could you help me with this new service can you try it out for me? Let me know what you think. Could you write a review for me? Because that's how it works. That's the circular aspect of it.
That is said so well. For those folks that are out there, you listen to the one and only Cheryl Mays. Do me a favor. Hit the share button right now. Hit the share button or copy the link. If you listen to the podcast or you're on Apple TV, I get it. But if you're live or you're seeing this and you can get a hold of it, take the link like right now. Copy the link and then paste it onto your social media. Paste it onto your Facebook page. Share it with your community. Bless another little girl or little boy or big girl or big boy that's out there right now that just wants to be able to serve and help more folks. These ideas would help them. Don't worry. Jamila's coming up. Elena's coming up. Don't worry. It's coming up in just a second. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Just hit the share button right now. We appreciate it for every single one of you that's out there. Judy's out there. She says, activate your faith in the house. Okay. With that being said, now we're going to move on to the next person. It's the one and only Jamila. And Jamila, it's good to connect with you. So please take a moment as folks are listening. You know what to do right now. You know what the jam is. Tell us your first name. Tell us your last name. Tell us where you're broadcasting in from. And more importantly, what is your keynote topic?
Well, thank you. My name is Jamila Williams, and I'm calling in from Chandler, Arizona. And my topic is You Are Able, moving from shattered to empowered. And I didn't say before, but ABLE stands for awesome, bold, legendary, and empowered.
Say it again. Awesome, bold,
legendary, and empowered.
Why those 4 words? Okay, I'll tell you what. Give us the backstory of how you got to ABLE. I mean, I get it inside the sentence, but was there a defining moment in your life that led you to that? I mean, how did you get to that part of making sure that acronym is represented?
Well, there was a defining moment.
Oh, wow. Tell us. We're juicy people. We want to know right now. This is like, what's that deal?
Well, in 2016, my mother and I went to visit her sister, who the doctor said was going to pass away. I'm an only child. My mom was sharing a room with me and everything. And it turned out that my mom passed away. And when I had to go back to the room that we were sharing after staying 2 weeks in the hospital with her, I mean, I was just crushed. I was hurt, down, depressed, angry. I was angry at God because I was like, if you'd have told me, Lord, I could have stopped it. I could have prevented her from her heart stopping and all of that. And I was ready to go. I just like, Lord, take me. Take me. I have family, but they're okay. The kids are okay, but take me. And I kept hearing the Lord say, you are able. And I'm one that talks back to God. I was like, God, you got the wrong girl, because this girl is not able to do anything. My mom is gone. I'm done. And he kept saying, you are able. You are able. So I started looking up words that had able in them, or words that meant, like capable, available, and that able kept coming up. And so I started thinking about, well, what could able stand for? And I came up with the awesome, bold, legendary, and empowered, because in order to move from shattered to empowered, I had to believe that I was awesome. I had to become bold. I had to think that I wanted to leave a legacy for my children and my grandchildren. And then I had to feel empowered so that I would move forward and not stay in that valley that I was in, dealing with my grief. So that's how that all came about.
Elena, what's pretty powerful, pretty transparent. Elena, I'm just curious, what are you thinking right now as you hear her talk about ABLE and sharing her story?
I just resonated with it as I've been thinking about and talking to so many people during this pandemic, right? They have experienced true loss.
Yes.
And folks are coming back and just wondering, am I able? What can I do moving forward? What's next? And just thinking about those words of awesome, bold, legendary, and empowered. That legendary piece of, it's not just for you, as we've been talking about this whole time. This is about, what are we leaving behind? That legendary part. And so that word really resonated as I think about so many folks who have been dealing with grief and loss, and who are looking like, am I able to move forward? And yes, they can move out of being shattered to becoming able.
Thanks for sharing. All right, Jamila, give us one idea, or maybe two ideas that we can use now that we believe that we're able. what should be the first step? I mean, what should we do? We're feeling inspired, we're feeling empowered, but we don't want just inspiration, although we have that right now. We want some transformation. And so what would you say is the first step or second step that someone can do to get on that path and stay able?
Well, I think one of the most important things to do is to find the positive in every situation. I mean, it was hard for me to find a positive when my mom passed, because everybody's like, she's in a better place and all of that. And I was like, no, her best place is with me. But I had to look at, she's not in pain anymore. She's not taking all those meds, or not taking the one that she was supposed to, that she didn't want to take. And so I started finding that positive, that, okay, well, if she's in a good place now, she's happy, she's with, her husband that passed, family that passed. And so finding a positive in every situation. And one of the most important things is having either scriptures or affirmations that you say each and every day. Because when you're in those circumstances where you're feeling down, you're feeling like all hope is gone, when you're able to step up and say, like mine is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so when I get down and I'm thinking, I can't do it, this isn't for me, it's not working out, why am I trying this? And I remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Then it's not about me, but it becomes about what God wants me to do and how he's going to help me through. And so I think that using scriptures, using affirmations is one of the most important things. And I've even told people, if you can't even think of anything, just say, I am awesome, I am bold, I am legendary, and I am empowered. And take that within you and let that resonate and bring you up to, okay, I believe that, I'm an awesome person. So that would be my suggestions.
I love it. I love it. If you had to share maybe one or two things you're grateful as it relates to gratitude, what do you have gratitude for these days? What's one thing that you're just grateful for these days? If you want to give two, it's fine. But as folks that listen say, yeah, I'm able, and I'm listening to her, Shay, and she has so much gratitude. I can hear it in her heart. I'm wondering, what would she say if you asked that question? Well, we just asked the question, okay? So talk to us, if you would.
I would have to say that I am so grateful for my family. And I know a lot of people, I say, yeah, my family. But no, I mean it with my heart, because my family was there to talk me through those rough times. My family has been for me no matter what. My good times and my bad times, my family has been always there. And I think the other thing I'm thankful for is the life that God has given me to live. I was thinking when you were talking about the travel industry, well, I'm in the travel industry, and so I'm able to do a lot of different things in travel. And I think about how I can just get up and go. And other people that may be working or may not have finances or not be able to, get the discounts or whatever, that everybody can't do what I do. And so I have to be thankful for the life that God has given me. And everybody needs to do that, because where you are now is where you're supposed to be. And so be thankful for where you are. And as things change and move and grow, then you'll be able to enjoy more and more of your life. But you have to be thankful for where you are and what you have right now.
Said so well. As we hear it, we can hear the passion in your voice. Just be grateful for where you are. Live in the present moment. Wherever you are, yes. Someone said, be there. And you're here right now. Thanks a lot for sharing. We certainly appreciate it. I know they'll be coming back up. Don't worry. I'll be asking all of them, what line of businesses are they in? How can you connect with them? They'll be getting to that in just a moment. But I do want to go over to the one and only Elena. I know she's been getting ready. She's been thinking about what she's going to say. She's had plenty of time to sit back and smile and nod. But don't worry. She's ready. She knows exactly what to do. But let's ask the question anyway, so she feels a part of this, right? So tell us your first name. Tell us your last name. Tell us where you're broadcasting in from. But more importantly, your keynote topic and what? Why?
All right. Well, hello. I'm Elena Zachary Ross. I am here in Wayne, Michigan, 40 minutes outside of Detroit, Michigan. Everybody knows Detroit. And my topic is your recipe to becoming a star. And I know people wonder, like, man, well, is there more to that? It's simple on purpose, because I want you to think about it. A recipe. The only kind of recipe that you share is just has a few things to it, right? It has to be one to be proven. You're not going to share a recipe that is not proven, that you haven't used, that you haven't seen great results after using those ingredients and following it through. So that's why it's called a recipe. And then becoming a star. Right now, during this time, folks have been so busy. At first, it started off, we were isolated, but now everybody is just so busy. They're dealing with still the pandemic. They're trying to figure out, are they going to get the vaccine or not? They're trying to take care of loved ones. Everything is happening, and everything is in front of their lives except for them. And I need folks to know that they are the star. In order to do everything else that we've heard tonight, it has to take the person knowing themselves and ensuring that they are the stars of their lives. I can guarantee it. Let's look at your calendar. Let's look at your checkbook. How much time are you spending developing you?
You talk about being the star of your own life. You're the producer. You're the star. You're the person that makes it happen. I've asked the question of the other folks, and, I think it's fair to ask you as well. What's the backstory? Like, give us your origin story, maybe a challenge you had, but more importantly, the lesson that you learned that we all can benefit. We all benefit, so we can go across your bridge to get to the other side, and it'll be just a little bit easier.
Absolutely, Shay, because, I'm a typical mother of two. I was a mother taking care of my two children. At the same time, I was a school administrator taking care of thousands of children. I was a pastor of a church leading those folks, and everything else was the priority of my life, except for me. And it took me becoming just broken, downright tired of being tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired, to the point where I had to just decide, make that serious decision. And many of us don't even stop to make the decision. I had to decide if I was going to be able to take care of me so that I could serve, so I can give, so that I can take care of others. And by the time I stopped to do that, it was almost too late. I had gained weight. I had medical issues, and I was not serving like I thought. I wasn't even being able to make sure I was following my word. I make commitments and then have to cancel or be late to everything and say, well, I just showed up. And once I focused on developing myself first, becoming the star of my life, it was amazing what happened. I was able to get filled back up and pour out to my family, fill back up, pour out to my church, fill back up, pour out to my students, fill back up, and be an example and a friend to my friends. And so it took that personal reflection. But then after I started working with my other leaders, I work with principals, I work with fellow superintendents, I'm working with everyone else, and I'm realizing, guess what? They're in the same situation. So I started working with leaders and coaching leaders around the same thing, that they've got to first transform their own minds before they can work on others. And after starting working with leaders about them being a star, discovering who they really were, and investing in self, they started transforming their organizations. They started transforming the relationships they had with their spouses and their children. And I realized that there's a recipe to this. It takes certain steps and ingredients, but it first starts with understanding that each one of us is supposed to be the star of our lives.
And I love it. In order for things to change, they say you have to change. I'm wondering with Cheryl, Mays is thinking right now that she's listening in over there and saying, you know what? Yeah, you got to get to the other side, but it starts with you. Cheryl, what says you as you listen to Elena share her message?
You know, I love the message because we talk a lot about self-care, and people use that word self-care without really understanding what does it mean for self-care. And to Elena's point, we have gone through a total disruption where there's increase in mental health, increase in, domestic violence, child abuse, all of these things. But I guarantee you, if you were to ask someone to put down a list of things that they're going to do for that day, that top 5 things on the list, I bet they're not in it. I can guarantee you that they're not in it. And I know this because I've worked with my clients and I've asked them, write down the things that are important to you. And as they look at the list, and I'm like, okay, where are you on the list? And they look at me with this look on their face like, I forgot to put me on the list, which is so typical, right? We always forget about us, but yet we hear when you go on the airplane, what do they say, right? Put your oxygen mask on first, and then put the mask on someone else.
I love it. So when you talk about being a star over there, Elena, and we just heard affirmations on one side, as Jamila was talking, what are maybe 1 or 2 affirmations that you would recommend to a person who says, you know what, I've got to put myself first, right? I've got to make sure I'm focusing on me. What's one of the affirmations that you would share that you use and maybe the audience can use as well? And don't worry, when you finish your affirmation, don't worry. Lewanda's going to jump in and share an affirmation. You're not alone. I'm feeling Jamila was just talking, but I'm feeling that Lewanda's ready to jump in with her affirmation as well. So share yours first, please. Share yours first.
You know what? And I start with that star piece because, and that word is chosen on purpose, because we use these other terms about ourselves, but they're not lifted up. But we all know what that means to be a star, right? Like it's our own vision. That's the beauty of it. It's our own identity. So first, I am a star. And being okay with knowing that and believing that. And then, I am pure. I am lovely. I am blessed. I am highly favored. I am a child of God.
Powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Lawanda, not to put you on the spot, but, we're all curious. I am putting you on the spot. She signed up to be here to change our lives. Don't worry. She's happy about this. What's one of your affirmations that you would share as you're listening to Elena on the other side?
One of my affirmations would be that I am divine genius in action, and I was brought here for such a time as this to do only what I can do, to touch only the lives that I was intended to touch. I am excellence in motion.
I love it. I am excellence in motion. For those folks that are out there that are excellence in motions, that are a star, that believe that you are able, do me a favor if you would, hit the share button. Like you're a star. Hit the share button. You're able to do that. Hit the share button and pay this message forward. Bless someone else is out there right now. And here's the good news. No Cash App needed. No Zelle payment needed. This is something you can do. It all comes from here. Not even a whole lot of effort, but someone's life will be changed by just hearing this message. What I like to do right now is we're going around the segments. I like to go ahead and share and let each person have an opportunity to share 3 questions. Question number 1 is, what line of business are they in if they have a business? Number 2, what type of clients do they work with? And number 3, how can you best stay in the conversation with them? How can you get connected with them? Now, don't worry. They're going to do this in 60 seconds or less. I know the audience likes the less, me too. So they're going to do 60 seconds or less. Don't worry. And we'll go counterclockwise. We'll do that just to have a little fun. That'll challenge my mental ability over here. But Elena, you're first. Go ahead and share what line of business are you in? What type of clients do you work with, if your firm works with any at all? And then how can people connect with you in 60 seconds or less?
All right. Thanks, Che. My company, AZR Leads, is a consultant company. We coach, consult, and I have been doing speaking, but it's mostly about the coaching. I have been an educator for 25 years, being principal, assistant superintendent of schools now for 9 years, also serving as pastor. And in these roles as servants, servant leadership, I've just found over and over again, there's some principles that just go across all of those lines. It doesn't matter if I'm in business, education, in religion, it all works the same. And so my clients are leaders, and leaders who are thinking about how do they best develop their teams. Because again, I need to develop them so that they have the capacity to develop their team.
Okay. And how can people connect with you?
They connect with me. You can text 248-592-7160, 248-592-7160 to get a message, or they can email me at alina@alinazacharyross.com.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, over to Jamila. Go ahead and share with you, if you would, please. What line of business are you in? And what clients do you serve, and how can folks best connect with you?
Well, the business that I'm in is helping people to start their own business. And so through that's where I'm using the empowerment and using the You Are Able. And so my clients are those that are looking to start a business. They're thinking about starting a travel business and are looking for some assistance with that. And you can reach me at youareable.life, L-I-F-E, youareable.life. And you can message me there. You find all my contact information. And you can also check out some of the things that I've done and am doing.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Going backwards here. Going over to the one and only Cheryl Mays. Talk to us, Cheryl Mays. What line of business are you in? And what type of clients do you serve? And how can folks best connect with you?
Sure. Thank you. So my business is called Rise and Shine Consulting and Coaching Firm. And I work with small businesses that are looking at spending less time trying to find new ways of marketing to individuals, to spend less resources on marketing, to look at their customers' experience, to actually walk the process, look at their customers' experience, and find out how they can create those brand ambassadors. And I love to connect with individuals either on LinkedIn, which is Cheryl Mays. You can go to my website, which is rising-and-shining.com.
Great job. Thank you so much for sharing. I certainly appreciate that. And Lewandas, if you will. You're up next. Please tell us the name of what line of business are you in, and more importantly, the clients you serve, and how can folks best connect with you?
Thank you. Well, I'm going to talk about my two lanes, and I'm going to do it very quickly. The first is the Bradford Group, where we are a commercial investment mortgage company, and the clients we serve are investors who invest in 1 to 4 units, and those commercial business owners who have brick and mortar. So those individuals that have what are considered tier 1 or tier 2 properties, you know who you are. And you can reach us at bradfordgroupmtg.com. And the other business is the Bradford Group Consulting, where we are truly consultants. We help fill that gap where you have a need for growth strategy. We help you to navigate the challenges in your business, identify opportunities for success, and give you a roadmap in which to get there. We work primarily with individuals who are in that 3 to 5 year mark in business, again, looking to shift and change and grow their business. And you can reach me at Lewandas at bradfordgroupmtg.com. You can also reach me on LinkedIn, Facebook, by my business name or by my name, Twitter. And if you want, you can text 888-111, text the word Bradford, my last name, to 888-111. And I have a special gift for anyone listening tonight.
Great job. Thank you so much. First, let me say thank you to each of you for being on a Happy Entrepreneur Show. You certainly have all played full out. We really appreciate that. For those folks that are at home, don't worry. The best is yet to come. They're going to share their closing comments. I've asked each of them if they would take about 2 minutes and just share their final thoughts. Whatever, they don't have to use the whole 2 minutes, just let you know that. But whatever's on their heart, whatever on their mind to empower you or to inspire you, because these fiber optic lines, they're going to go off, right? And I know you've got to get back to the real world. But here's what I do know. a piece of them will be with you because they're going to share their closing thoughts that you can hold on to. But before they do that, and we'll go in sequential order, so I just went first and I'll go backwards. And so we'll start with Lewandas and then we'll end with Elena. But do me a favor, hit the share button. Like right now, how do you give a digital applause? Like, you want to know how to give a digital applause? Hit the share button. Like, hit the button right now and pay this message forward to your network so someone can hear it, someone can be empowered, someone can be inspired, and more importantly, someone's life could forever be changed. Because how many ideas do you really need to change your life? That's right. One good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know right now. And they've shared, 50 to 75 different ideas. All right, so with that being said, once again, ladies, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We're going to start off with Lewandas, your final thoughts and comments to those folks out there watching. Can't wait to have you back again. You're a rock star. You're certainly amazing.
Thank you so much, Shay, for having me. And to those that are listening, I just hope that you heard some amazing golden nuggets here. And I just want to start off with, just remember, life is going to happen. There's going to be those ebbs and flows in life and in your business. And as was mentioned earlier tonight, you want to realize that you are truly able. I mean, you can accomplish any and everything, but you first have to know who you are. And once you know who you are and what your business is and who you serve, then you can position yourself, as I said, to become relevant. And that relevancy is having that ongoing communication with your clients, but also with yourself, getting out of your own way, out of that bubble talk in your head, saying what you can't do, and know that you were destined for greatness. So with that, I want to thank you all for listening. I am Lewandas Bradford with the Bradford Group, where we are making a difference each and every day.
Making a difference each and every day. And thank you for making a difference in our life right now in this moment. They're saying out there, Lewandas saying she's sharing it. So many folks are hitting the share button right now. We appreciate every single one of you. All right, now we're going over to Cheryl Mays. Cheryl Mays, go ahead, please, and share your final thoughts and comments.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. And, there are a lot of small businesses. But the term small business doesn't mean that you think small. You think like a corporation. You think like a Fortune 500 business. This is your legacy. This is your passion. This is that thing that you want to leave for your family. So what is it that you're willing to do to save your business? And that's to look at what you already have. And how do you best utilize that to be able to fund, to be able to grow your revenue, to be able to grow your business to that next level. I love the messages that were here this evening. It's all about next level thinking, right? It's all about, what am I going to do to get to the next level? How do I get to the next level? What do I need to prepare for that next level? And so I appreciate this opportunity. My name is Cheryl Mays. My company is Rise and Shine Consulting and Coaching Firm. And it is truly time to rise and shine. And it's time to be a comeback champion. So thank you.
Time to rise and shine. Time to be a comeback champion, because champions always come back. Jamila,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and share your final thoughts. Again, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate it. Over to you for your final thoughts and comments. For everyone that's watching, that is tuned in, no matter what time it is, no matter where they are, you're playing in someone's ears right now while they're driving down the road. Someone may be grocery shopping right now and listening really, really closely right now, or others are doing email and paying close attention while you're talking. So please share your final thoughts and comments.
Well, I think one of the most important messages that I want to leave with people is, don't be afraid or ashamed to get help. There's a lot of people right now dealing with loss, dealing with grief, dealing with difficult changes, and get the help that you need. It's okay to seek out help. And remember that you are able to handle whatever comes your way. You need that help sometime, but you are able. And you are awesome. You are bold. You are legendary, and you are empowered. So go out there and make the change necessary for you to be successful. This is Dr. Jamila Williams saying, be safe, be careful, and I'm with You Are Able Academy. Back to you.
You Are Able Academy. Thank you so much. And now we go over to Elena to bring us down the home stretch and close us out. Your final thoughts, please.
Shay, first, I just want to again thank you for tonight. I have taken away nuggets tonight if no one else has. Thank you to my sisters. And, my final thoughts are, folks might be hearing this and there's still doubts in their minds. And so my message is always the fact that you are a star. And this is about quit listening to those doubts, quit listening to those lies. You've got to know your purpose. One of my favorite quotes is, you can stop a man on a job, but you cannot stop a man on a mission. Mm-hmm. Let us help you become the person that you are already by helping you walk through this journey. My name is Alina Zachary Ross from AZR Leads, and contact me so that I can help you walk in this journey to become the star that you are, because you are a comeback champion.
You are a comeback champion. Thank you so much, ladies. You're amazing. Thanks for letting me be behind the scenes and hang out with you. So much power, but more importantly, so much heart. And you're here and serve at such a deep level. Thank you so much. For those folks that are watching, I want you to know that you're a winner. Only winners are here right now. You're already a champion. Only champions are here right now. And for you that's watching at home right now, today indeed is your January 1st. You're more than able. Today is your January 1st. You can reach out to clients. You can reconnect with clients. You can pivot with clients. And today is your January 1st because for you, you're putting on the sunglasses. The star that you are is so bright, you need those sunglasses on, and the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is still yet to come. With that being said, for those folks that are curious, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember this, time is long. Life, on the other hand, well, it's very, very short. So we got to live in that moment and we got to make it count. God bless and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, ladies. We appreciate you. We out here. Thank you all for joining. We got to go. Peace. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Woo-hoo! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, check. Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Damn. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Thank you, God bless. And